Hello, welcome to the HolmFront, where we keep everything objectively subjective. I'm Tyler, your host. All right, as always, is Mitch, my overly artistic friend, who am I lovingly dragged to this movie to endure.
I wanted to
with
play
me.
Elden Ring, but no, we couldn't have done
You
that.
have to go see it. I'm sure it'll be a wealth of content coming from this.
Yes, very
No,
deep.
it was just torment. Look, I'll just preface this. We don't like this movie. So if you like this movie and you don't want to hear any criticisms about it, that's pretty much all we got for it. So we're gonna try and stay objective up front.
Yeah, to give just an honest take, which you
No.
seem somewhat incapable of doing.
No,
So, question number one.
not at all.
What would you rate this movie? I've stumped you. This is great.
Completely. I have no idea what I'd rate this movie.
Okay, is this because your personal rating would be different than what the movie deserves?
No.
Okay.
I think if I'm pulling myself out of it on a completely objective level, this movie just doesn't do or say anything interesting.
Right.
Or anything at all.
Yeah.
And so I question what its artistic merit is. I guess the one thing I can give it is some of the special effects look okay.
Yeah, there's like the stop motion thing they did at the end with some of these two robot things that he fights. And that looked really cool. And some of the other fight sequences I actually was like, just as a exchange, like a battle scene, doesn't overstay its welcome. The effects look pretty good. For the most part, it works. The early one, the one it opens with, is not so much because the writing's really the worst in that part of the movie.
But does the writing, I mean, aside from the writing, do the visual effects hold up and all that kind of stuff? For you?
No, I thought they like the snow. I think they're having trouble with the snow effects because like the ATs are like walking on the cliffside, which still makes no sense.
No, it does.
It's just like, and then afterwards, doesn't he get picked up by his friend, the weird bat-looking guy?
Yes.
And the bat-looking guy looked terrible effect-wise.
He looks really bad.
It's just awkward. It doesn't look like he's actually there. It's just kind of uncanny. So yeah, but like the design behind like, okay, there's a conflict here, there's some action here and there, and then like it doesn't feel like it gets into this like embellishment where we're just doing nothing but action for the sake of action.
Sure.
It does feel like it's to serve like getting the characters from one point to another, and then that happens, and then we move on.
Right.
None of it's really meaningful, but at least like there wasn't this weird, egregious, like kind of like, you know, John Wick Chapter 4, how like some of the fights in that movie just go on for like 10 minutes longer than they need to.
Yeah, they overstay the welcome.
Yeah, I don't mind it. I mean, that's what you're there for. But there is a moment of like, okay, like, come on. Like, we don't have enough story to justify this much action.
Right. That's fair. And I think that was the point, though. There's that much action because there's not that much story. So I don't think that, I don't know if this suffers from that. Here's the thing. If I'm going to, I'd give it a 2-star, I guess. If I'll be completely objective, just because it's so inoffensive.
How could you go as low as a 1?
There's you can't like,
or how could you? Yeah,
I can't give it a 1 because it's not that egregious.
Yeah,
it's not something I actively despise. It's just I will forget about this movie in next week. The only reason I remember this movie is because it's Star Wars. Otherwise, I would not remember this movie at all.
Right.
But I don't think it would exist outside of Star Wars, so it kind of has this weird dichotomy that's there. But this is one of those that like you could take your kid to, and they don't have to pay attention at all. It's just like flashing lights and pretty sounds and stuff, and then
cute Baby Yoda stuff.
Cute video, and that's about it. So, what would you rate it?
So here's the thing: I'm gonna now try to convince you to join me in the 1-star.
All right, convince me.
Because I had the 2-star scenario as well. I was
same
just
reasoning.
Like, yeah, the same reasoning.
Okay.
I was just like, well, like, I mean, what am I just gonna be mean and give it 1 for no reason? That doesn't seem fair.
Right.
And then I thought about it, and I was like, why is it that you would get a free pass when your movie says nothing? Like,
that's fair.
That's a pretty egregious issue. Like,
why say anything if you have nothing to say?
Yeah, because movies like Amelia Perez, it's just 0 stars. There's just nothing. There's no merits whatsoever. It was just blatantly offensive in every respect.
Yeah, it wasn't a well thought out, comprehensible thought.
The scary thing is that it probably was, but it just came off.
Well, it was
so
definitely
wrong.
It was an emotion And then they were just like, let's just put it on screen this way and not really consider how other ways this would impact people. Especially to the people who were the subjects.
I wonder what test screenings of that movie would have been like.
Good question. But this one doesn't even go that far.
Yeah, so yeah, I feel like you can reserve, like you can still be a 1-star, like because Shyamalan has a lot of 1-star movies. Like for example, Signs. I think a 1-star. I'd probably give that one 2, just because most of the movie is very enjoyable until you get to the end. But I could see someone giving it a 1-star just because the end is just so terrible and it ruins the whole movie for you. So like if that movie gets down to a 1, like the reasoning doesn't have to be the same reason that you have a 1.
Of course.
So it gets a 1 from me. Not that it has a unique reason for getting a 1.
Okay.
Right? But it's still not any less of a problem. It's so boring. It's just so nothing burger of a movie. It was just like there's literally a scene in this where the character like does a mission and then he's like, I'm going to take a break for a while. And she's like, okay. And then he like leaves and takes his break.
Yep.
It's like, at that point, I kind of wanted to see a shot of him like taking a nap, like with the helmet on, just chew or something. So it's like, what do we do? We just stop the movie in its tracks?
Yes. Well, he needs a break probably. He's just a human being, right? So this is realistic. We need it.
We could have seen him like doing his daily routine, like like putting toothpaste on his toothbrush, and then be like, wait a minute.
Can't take us off. What do I do?
They should have done that. That would have been so funny, and it would have been this like weird like meta sort of
it's
thing.
Like tongue-in-cheek kind of thing. Like we know this is ridiculous. Okay, so then why don't we ask this question then?
Okay.
What do you think that this movie was trying to accomplish? And I'm not just talking as the film itself, but broader. Because this represents a franchise to some extent.
Okay, yeah. Okay, so that's a really good question because it's layered in 3 different things. It's got to be a good movie to see at the movie theater, right? But then, so it has to be independent of itself. Like you go in knowing nothing else, have a good time, get something out of it, presumably, and then go home. It has to accomplish that feat. It has to add something to the Mandalorian show because it's like the next step of that series. So I think it should add something meaningful and push it forward. And then it has to add something to the Star Wars universe. So the first and last are the 2 that it definitely doesn't do anything for.
Okay.
Because I mean, I guess you could say it's passive entertainment. It's inoffensive, so it's a little boring and a little long.
I think in its inoffensiveness, it is offensive.
Yes, one could argue. That's where there's difference of opinion. Like some people can enjoy this movie.
Yeah.
I enjoyed, like, I guess moments of it, or I was like, I guess I could enjoy this. I'm not going to, but
it's an active choice. You're just like, no, I won't.
Yeah, basically.
Okay.
I think the part that surprised me the most is I didn't feel like it added meaningfully to the show. And maybe I'm wrong. Maybe there's a lot from the show because I haven't seen that much of it. I've seen a couple episodes. But it just felt like I didn't like when I saw there was a Doctor Strange movie and there was definitely like this whole thing about Wanda and she was like sad about something in her past. And I was like, what are we talking about?
Oh, yeah.
And then I was finding out later it was about the show that they had done. And that's where it was. I was like, oh, I needed to have seen the show for that stuff to make more sense. In this movie, I don't think you need to watch the Mandalorian show at all. Everything is going to make perfect sense to you from beginning to end. Yeah. But also it felt like nothing new was going to happen. Like this is season 4, but even if it was season 4, it would like push you forward into season 5 or it would end. And it does neither of those things. Like the events that happen don't seem like they would pertain or affect anything. There will be no ramifications on the future of the show. Yeah. So I just don't understand how it serves that purpose either. So I guess to me, it accomplishes nothing. It definitely doesn't add to the Star Wars universe because there's no like lore or details or...
Aside from the fact that apparently Jabba the Hutt has a son, which we'll get into that in a minute.
I guess. I don't know how that would really affect the galaxy that much, but you could want that to be the case. Like you could force that.
Sure.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That's the thing. In the trailers, we saw the Timothy Zahn character Who was
Thrawn.
it? Thrawn, Admiral Thrawn.
I could have
He's
swore
not
that
even in
happened.
the movie.
Yeah, he wasn't in the movie. I could have swore that. I'll have to go back and watch to make sure that this was the one that it was pertaining to.
Yeah, he was like blue or purple or something like
But
that.
I could have swore, yeah, that they had that. It must have been reshot or rechanged, or I don't know.
Yeah,
but
probably for the best, because I don't think.
I mean, let us know.
Maybe
Maybe if we're talking about the wrong show or wrong trailer or something. I don't think so though. We did like 2 trailers, I think, of Mandalorian and Grogu film, and I'm pretty sure one of them showed Thrawn.
Well, yeah,
I was relatively upset about it.
Yeah, because you felt like that would be like that would require a level of maturity that the filmmakers didn't have, which is very true, having seen the movie. All right, do you feel like this movie accomplished what it set out to do?
I don't know what it set out to do. I couldn't even. The only thing that I have to go on, I think, would be 2 of the things that you pulled out. I think the third one, probably was just inspired by your own brilliance. But for the 2, is that 1, it's connected to Star Wars, and so it's got to do something for the Star Wars universe, right? And then for 2, it's part of the show that exists for 3 seasons. I mean, that's quite a bit of content for this to, like, you now have to abide by all the things that set up. But this one, I don't know. I have not seen season 3, and I haven't seen most of season 2 either for Mandalorian. But for this show, it was so disconnected. Like, it doesn't feel like it was connected to anything else. Like, if you hadn't seen The Mandalorian before, it feels like you could have jumped in this and been like, oh, well, these are kind of neat characters, I guess. They look good. So this is kind of a fun movie. I wonder what they're going to do with these characters. And I wouldn't go into it being like, these feel like established characters that came from somewhere. Like, that's not what I would have assumed if I had not known about Mandalorian being an existing content or being an existing show. So it was weird to go in there and be like, you see the Mandalorian, you see Grogu, and you're like, what are they doing? Who are these people? What are they? And it's just like, oh, they're fighting. They're part of the New Republic, and they're fighting the old Empire. It's like, so is this right after Return of the Jedi then? Is this like sometime afterwards? It's just
wait. When is Mandalorian set? I'm sorry.
It's after Return of the Jedi.
It is okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's in that time, and
I'm revealing how little I know of this show.
I mean,
they didn't really like seem to care. Like, it didn't seem to matter.
Right. That's the thing. Like, you see the show, and you're like, I have no idea. Like, I just know that there's the Empire and the New Republic, and I only know that because I've seen episodes 4, 5, and 6. But it tries so hard to just be its own thing, and like, be so self-contained that it's odd, because it's like, well, if you're calling yourself the Mandalorian and you have 3 seasons, wouldn't you have a little bit of momentum starting this film? And it didn't seem to acknowledge that at all. It seemed like it was borrowing some momentum from Star Wars Return of the Jedi, but that's about it. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't know what it was trying to accomplish, so I can't answer that question. I'm trying to say. It seems so pointless and meandering that I'm like, I don't know what you're trying to do. But I do know on the outside is that it's been 7 years since we had a Star Wars film in theaters. Yeah. And that the last bunch in theaters just divided a huge fan base. And so I think that they were too terrified to do anything because of that division. That they're like, let's just put something out there that's just, I don't even know what to call it.
Entertainment.
It's like a blank sheet of paper. I mean, it says Star Wars. That's it.
Yeah, I mean, full of all the member berries that you can imagine, because this film did have a lot of that. Gosh. It did have a ton of, like, it's weird, like, some people online were saying that it was it didn't have that, and I'm like, I disagree. It was
Completely.
everywhere. There was constantly, like, there's this whole arena fight scene, which is just like the arena fight in Attack of the Clones, almost like they even have like
they had the lizard
in there.
Creature.
Yeah, the lizard creature from the game that Chewbacca and Han Solo are playing in New Hope. So they bring them in, and then the character like goes up and like one of them like kills the other, and
he
like
lifts
the
him
chest
up and like slash him down. I'm like,
so that has to happen in this exactly the same way. So it's just it's just a member berry thing. It's like, oh yeah, I remember that from New Hope. Oh yes, I remember the arena fight scene from Attack of the Clones. Oh, I remember. It was all over the place in this movie.
Yeah. Well, I will say this. Okay, so the first week it came out, it made a profit apparently, at least worldwide. Domestically, I think it broke even at best. And so we're on the second week now. It's had a huge drop off of viewership, and so I think that's where we lined on the middle, because I thought it was going to have a big showing. You didn't think it was going to bring in a lot of people to the theaters.
Yeah.
I forget what the merits of that conversation were, but I thought because of the huge fan base of the show itself and the fact that Star Wars would be coming out in theaters, that would be enough.
Yeah, and I was thinking as we got closer to release, I was like, well, this is like a family movie, so it actually probably will do okay in my head.
That's right. You did say that.
I was like, yeah, that's kind of maybe that is what's going to happen. But I'm equally surprised that it hasn't like caught more attention. I think it's because no one's talking it up.
There's that, and it's so soulless that no one wants to go back and watch it, or no one really wants to talk about it. They're just like, oh, yeah, I saw it.
Yeah.
That's about it.
Obsession really took the wind out of its sails.
Right. Yeah. It's such a weird case, this thing. So I think, do you have anything else that you'd like to throw on we haven't kept it entirely objective, but
I know.
Anything else that you'd like to throw in the objective section before we?
I think it could go either way. There was like one thing I did genuinely like about this movie.
Okay.
So
that's
I could
still
talk
in the
about that.
subjective.
Yeah, it's subjective stuff. Yeah, I don't know. It was. I guess the question then you're asking is whether or not I recommend it. I think if you just love the show, if you adore the show, then you probably enjoy this. It's equally boring like the show is. Like it even has your required walking scene where Pedro Pascal walks somewhere, because that's in like every episode, sometimes multiple times, or at least it was in the first season.
Gosh.
So that happens in this movie. You get a long scene of him just walking
around.
And then I think he says a few lines to himself, and you're like, who are you talking to? And then
doesn't matter. You don't need anyone. He's Pedro Pascal playing a Mandalorian. I mean, you don't need anyone.
I'm sorry, this is mean. But seriously, like it's a pretty boring movie. So unless you like adore the show, you're just gonna be like, eh. You're gonna forget about it either way. You'll see it, and then I forgot about everything, and we had to go like watch a little bit of some people talking about it. I was like, oh yes, that's right, that happened. Because it was all gone. It was a week ago. I can't remember.
Right. Yeah, I think I'm on board with that. So let's just move into our thoughts here. Okay,
so you actually despise it. It didn't elicit anything out of me. I just don't care.
It's not the film itself. It's that it exists.
Okay.
So I guess they go hand in hand to some extent. But in my opinion, just watching it, I just there was so much in there that it was so clear to me that Dave Filoni is complete. And I understand that he's probably got some suits breathing down his neck because they're like, the last movie really did a number on us, and if we don't make any money on this, it's going to be real bad for Star Wars.
That's assuming they're rational people. They've made some very questionable decisions with this franchise.
You are pushing now into the numbers game, and so if they're not making the profit, bad thing. So I get that he's trying to appease that, but in my opinion, and I'm going to attack Dave Filoni here, I don't like Dave Filoni. I think he is just as bad as Kathleen Kennedy. So I understand that a lot of people like him. A lot of people think that he's some savior figure, especially after Kennedy. But I think he's just as bad, maybe even worse, because at least Kennedy had a direction. It was a bad direction, but she had a direction. Dave Filoni does not know how to stand on his own 2 feet. And that is proven from his inception. His first project, the Clone Wars show, is his attempt at being like, well, Lucas left a lot of stuff out of the... So he's like, I gotta piece everything together. It's like, no, we don't need your help, man. Go make your own thing. Star Wars is big enough for you to be able to go and insert whatever story you want in the universe. But he couldn't do it. He had to go in, and he had to throw a bunch of stuff in the middle of what Lucas had already put together. It's like, okay, so you're just proving that you can see what another man has created and put a bunch of threads in there to help make it better. Okay, cool. You should be on the writing staff. Yeah. You should be a soundboard. Sit there and help him put it together appropriately. Instead, he had to go off on his own. And now he's in this position because of that. And he's now forced with standing by himself. He's got Favreau there, apparently. But I think
Favreau's no use. Sorry.
Sure. But I think this is the proof in the pudding. I think Mandalorian already was. I've never been a fan of the show. I thought it was...
I don't know why that one connected with people. It's just this attitude of it doesn't need to have a high standard. And I'm like, I guess that's fine. But is it okay to have a low standard? That's my counter there. Because Mando has a super low standard. Just all this walking stuff. He's got the helmet on, this boring delivery.
Well, it's not only that. It's what they are. It's literally a marketing team sitting down and being like, what about Star Wars can we turn into a toy? It's like, well, Jango Fett's pretty cool. Like we had Boba Fett, but we kind of like the silver armor, so let's just go with a character that looks like Jango Fett. And we'll start him off looking like Boba Fett with some of the discolored stuff, and then he'll get to looking like Jango Fett by some random Mandalorian lore that we can pull into this. So you get silver at the end. Cool. What else do we like? Well, we really like Yoda, but Yoda looks kind of old, messed up. So what if we made him like cutesy and anime-like? That's brilliant. Okay, so we got two characters that are just derivations of other things that are not new and not original. Now, I know that there'll be some people in the comments that are coming in and being like, well, he brought other things that are original, like the bounty hunter with the wolf that comes through.
And Ahsoka,
and then
right?
He's made Ahsoka before.
Or Ahsoka, yeah.
It's like, look, sure, he made a cool bounty hunter. Bounty hunters already existed in Star Wars from Empire Strikes Back. I mean, it's just another bounty hunter that you made look cool. And it just looks like Raiden. It looks really stupid. I couldn't take him serious. I was like, he has a hat that he takes off and like uses a sheet. Come on, please. But aside from that, like, again, just another derivation. There's nothing interesting in a narrative sense. Star Wars used to speak to like a very basic, fundamental principle of the human condition, and that's aspiring for something for greatness. That's why it spoke to adults and to kids. Like this show speaks to neither. It's just, yeah, you can bring your kids because it's not going to show you anything that's going to be like overly dramatic for them or traumatic.
So are you saying you don't like Rada the Hutt?
Oh my gosh. And that's another thing. It's another one of his stupid creations that came out in his first film. It's like, well, yeah, like he got rescued in the first movie. I don't care. It was a dumb idea then. It's a dumb idea here. It was even dumber. We were having this conversation too about How to Train Your Dragon. Taking something from cartoon has different rules. You can do different things when it's an animated film than when you bring it into live action. We were talking about Disney and how a lot of magic is lost when you pull something from an animated feature to a live action film.
Yeah.
Lion King just doesn't speak the same as it did in the 90s with the animated feature, as it did with real looking lions. Like it just doesn't do the same thing. Rada,
yeah, because they don't emote at all. In
doesn't
the same
emote.
Way. It's just like,
there's none of the charm there. Like it doesn't resonate. Like adults can go watch animated Disney films and have just as much fun as the kids do. I don't think it translates quite the same way. I understand that they've made their money. This is the kind of the same concept, is that Rada worked in a kids show for trying to really cater to younger audiences.
Yeah, because I mean, it's kind of like the Christmas special, right? Where they're just doing these ridiculous. It's like, what is this?
Yeah, what who made this decision?
It's kind of like the Ewoks or something, where you're like the Ewoks are that choice where you're like, this is really too far, but just it's like there's not enough time to like develop the Ewoks, so for it to really become a problem. It's like, well, they are just like it's like they're teddy bears, and that's ridiculous, but they are the natives of the planet, and they don't really have that much for the plot. It's just it's okay. They're background. Just help
it along, right?
Yeah, exactly. But in this, like Rada is front and center, and he has a lot to say.
Oh my gosh! Yeah, so I saw a comment that was like, "Wait, so the Hutts speak English now?" I was like, "That's a great point." Yeah, like
for those who don't know, Rada the Hutt is like Jabba the Hutt. He's a giant slug, but he's buff.
He's all ripped up.
And he has this like chip on his shoulder because he's like, I gotta be my own man.
Yeah, I can't live under my father's shadow.
Which I kept was like,
and that's literally the line that he says, by the way. He's like, no, these are I want to be my own man. It's like
he says, I'm gonna be my own man like 5 times in this movie, and we were like, okay, Rada, we get it.
Yeah.
But also, aren't you a slug? So don't you mean I want to be my own slug?
Your own Hutt, whatever it is that you are.
Hutt, whatever. It was so awkward when he was speaking English. It was so awkward that he was buff and like doing these fights. And I was like, this slug guy has been competing well in the arena. Give me a break.
Well, they couldn't even take it seriously. They're like, well, how do we get him to move around? I guess he just has to roll because because every time he'd like shift forward, it was kind of awkward motion. So he's like, well, if we want to speed him up, he's got to be rolling around. It's like, this is so stupid. This looks ridiculous. The point of Jabba is that he didn't move around at all.
Right.
Put him up on a pedestal, and he's just like, ah. That's it. That's all you get.
This is the fundamental problem with this movie, and it goes back to your point about Dave Filoni and the way in which he interprets Star Wars, because he does it all wrong. And the thing is like with Jabba the Hutt, essentially, like you're saying, Jabba was a big slug, And that was a way to represent the kind of vile, disgusting thing that he was on the inside, just depicted outward, because it's science fiction, it's fantasy.
And it's a film.
Right, and
Visual
it's a
medium.
movie. So you use a visual storytelling element to convey much more about the character. Like, you don't have Marlon Brando playing Jabba the Hutt.
Right.
And that would make it way too serious and way too dark. So for Star Wars, you want something like the Slug character that they made up for Jabba. That makes sense. And here, he's like, I've taken that character and made him buff. And now he wants to like be his own man and whatever. And it's like, how does this work? So you put him in this cage where he's fighting, and he just looks like the covetous demon in Dark Souls 2, which I know is a very niche reference, but he's this boss who's kind of notorious because you go in to fight this boss and you're like, oh, for one, you don't realize there's a boss there. You think it's just the next room. And you're like, oh, I guess there's a boss. And then you like take him down really easily because he just kind of flops around and that's it. Because he's a slug. He can't really do anything. So he's just this mini boss thing, and everybody makes fun of him because they're like, why did they treat him like a boss? He's just a mini boss.
I see.
And so that's literally what it was. It's just like, well, let's just like... I mean, because it's the same thing with Yoda, right? He does the same thing later on in the movie. There's this whole sequence where Yoda's like doing Force stuff. And I'm like, wait a minute. Yoda trained in the Force? It's not his species that makes him sensitive to the Force.
You're talking about baby Yoda.
Yeah, baby Yoda.
Okay.
But I'm talking about original Yoda. He trained.
We'll just call him Pedro Pascal's puppet.
Okay.
And the Mandalorian can be Pedro Pascal. Or P squared and P cubed. Which P. I mean, however you would prefer to.
I'm not going to do that. So original Yoda, though, he studied the Force like any other species.
Right.
That's why he can do the Force, because he studied it. He's just a species that can live a long time, so he had more time to study it. That's why he's better than a lot of other people. And also, he's just a chill dude, so he gets the Force better. With the Grogu baby Yoda thing, he's doing the Force. I'm assuming this came from the show, but it's just like, how can he do the Force if he's not really training? It's not his species. And then he does another thing in this where he like builds this little mud home because he's in this jungle environment, just like Yoda did in Dagobah. And it's like, but Yoda was in hiding in Dagobah. It's not like this innate
thing that's doesn't belong with Yoda.
He's not an animal. He's a different species. And this movie doesn't seem to understand if he's like a baby that needs to be brought up like a young son for Mando, or if he's just his pet. I think they were very confused over how that's supposed to be.
Telling him
so
like
it's
the
kind
heel
of
and stuff. Yeah. Like, heel? What? What are you... Isn't this like a...
Did he actually say that?
Yes. He's like, isn't this like a sentient human being? Why are you telling him to heal? This isn't your dog. Is weird. Yeah, I don't think that the movie knows what to do with him either. It's another problem I have with Grogu as a concept, is that he was designed solely for toys. He was designed to appeal to an audience by the way he looks, because he's a cute version of Yoda. And so with that, it's almost like they're prevented from making him grow up. It's like, well, he starts to gain any kind of sentience, he's going to lose this cute aspect about himself. Like he has to make the baby coos, and he has to have the big eyes, and he has to fulfill all these quota marks that we have for him. Can't have him like develop into something himself.
Mm-hmm. And that might be okay, but nobody develops.
Right, nobody develops at all.
Yeah. Like, because you have Mando as your human character, just have him go through some arc. Instead, it's like his arc is he did a mission, then he got tired, so he took a break.
Yep.
Then he got in some trouble because he didn't do the mission the way that he was supposed to.
Well, it's his 9 to 5, you know? I mean, we all hate him.
He clocked out early, so now he has to suffer the consequences.
Right,
and
which is a write-up when he gets back or something. That's the problem.
Yeah. A day in the life. That's this movie's plot.
Okay, so you said there was a part you liked. I guess we should have started with that to have some kind of positive note. But what did you like?
Well, there's this creature. Okay, so at the end, I mean, we're not doing a synopsis, obviously, because there's just nothing to say, really. It's just like, so little happened.
This movie said nothing, so we don't really intend to say anything about it.
Yeah.
Except that we hate it.
So there's a sequence near the end where they're on this jungle-y planet, and Mando gets, like, poisoned by something, some creature or whatever. So he's like, I'm dying. And then Yoda,
takes him forever to die, by the way.
I know. He survives like a week or something. I was like, I would think this like Like if you get bit by a rattlesnake, like clock's ticking.
Yeah, I know. You got like 12 hours, man. This one, it's like it was a giant snake too. He's like, well, he had about a fortnight probably. So get working on that that antidote. It's like, what?
Yeah, it was wild. So, anyways, that aside, Baby Yoda then takes center stage for the movie and has to save him, which I can kind of understand conceptually because the movie's called, Mandalorian and Grogu.
Sure.
So, like, okay, this is Grogu's moment to shine and like give back. Sure. You're watching a puppet, this little puppet go around and do things. And weirdly enough, this was the best part of the movie because nobody was talking.
I'm sorry, I'll let you finish, but I do want to bring in the puppetry is actually excellent.
Yeah. So I like the puppetry as well.
If you want something else positive, that was really good.
The stop motion and the puppetry,
right.
2 thumbs up. Really enjoyed all that.
But yeah, so no one's talking, which is why it was good there.
Yeah, because the writing is really not good, but especially in the beginning, so you're just like, man, this is tough. And then when it gets down to just the puppets walking around, nobody's talking, and he's just interacting. And then it's kind of like one of those old cartoons, like what are the ones where they do, like Tom and Jerry, right? Where you don't have dialogue, it's just everything is told visually, or like a Charlie Chaplin type of thing.
Got you.
So it's a style of filmmaking that this actually could do. And I was like, wow, if your script was half the amount of words, I feel like this would be a far better movie. Which is kind of weird for this kind of movie, but you could really do it. I mean, I think because people are there to see the cute Grogu character, so like just let him shine. And this was the moment where he did get to do that. And then he also encounters this other creature there, and he's like has this little like kind of tent set up, and he's like just in a rocking chair, he's smoking, he's got his fish sizzling in the background by the fireplace. And that was such a quaint moment. And this is on a planet, I should contextualize, where the Hutts live. So they're doing their gangster activity. And they know that this like dragon-looking creature is there, but they don't really interact that much. A bounty hunter eventually comes out because they're looking for Mando. And so he questions him. And then, that happens. But that was a moment where the world actually felt a little bit real to me as I was like, oh, okay. So like, there's someone who exists on this planet who's not affiliated with them, and the two are aware of each other and they have these interactions. So now there's like potential for interesting exchanges to occur because you've introduced an unknown quantity. We don't know where this guy's allegiances is or what he's capable of or anything like that. When it comes down to the rebels versus whoever's villain of the week, I guess, because it's not really Empire. They're just kind of like randos. There's people trying to resurrect the Empire, and then there's the gangsters, but it's like none of it really, like they don't have a goal or a purpose other than to just be evil. And the Republic doesn't have a goal other than to just be good, as you might quantify it. So when you introduce this third party, I was like, you need more of this kind of unknown quantities.
People that are affected or could be affected.
Yes, precisely.
By either one.
Yeah. And the other one that goes with that actually is this guy who runs he's got like a taco shop or whatever. And he's a monkey character played by Martin Scorsese.
He was the only one that felt like a natural character in the show.
Yeah. Oh, he's in the show? Or
in the movie.
In the movie. Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, because he's another character for which you're like, okay, here's someone who actually exists in the world who has stakes of their own.
Sure.
It's not allied with things. They don't do quite as much with him. But the thing with that one as well is that he has a scene of dialogue, and then it's like, well, if I remember right, you have a scene with Rada, or no, you have a scene with Martin Scorsese, then a scene with Rada, then a scene with Martin Scorsese, and then another scene with Rada.
Yeah.
And so they're going back to back like that. And the reason why this is such an issue is that Martin Scorsese did a much better job voice acting his character.
Dude's a director.
He had far better writing.
It's almost like
I don't know why
the script and was like, okay, I know what he's trying to say. And just tossed it. He's like, I don't really care how you guys wrote it. I'm just going to say it the way I would say it.
Yeah.
And then just went with that. Because he had so much energy that just brought a charisma to the screen that it was funny. He was like, he seemed like a food truck operator that just knew a little bit about the seedy underside of the world and didn't want to be involved. And Mando kept intimidating him into it.
Right.
And this was just
like, leave me alone.
Right.
Like,
I don't want you in here. Just get out. I'll do whatever you want to get out of here.
Right. And that was, like, you could go to someone else, but he doesn't. He's going back to this poor man.
Like, leave me alone. And like the thing is, on a narrative level, he's just a convenient character to have point in the next direction for Mando to go.
Yeah.
So like, it's just a convenience. But the fact that Scorsese could take that nothing character and add just life into it was like, man, this should show you something about this film.
Right.
That it took a film director who no one can see. You can't see his face. You don't know who it is unless you know what he sounds like. Like, I didn't even know it was Scorsese. You had to point it out to me.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, I saw that he had a credit, but I didn't know who I was going to see. And then you're like, oh, yeah, that's him, like, rambling off in his accent. And I was like, oh, man, this is, like, the only part that's charming at the moment. My gosh, bring more of him. I'll just watch a skit there.
Yeah, because when it goes back to Rada, and it's not, I don't want to blame entirely the voice actor, but he's not jiving with what he's supposed to do. I mean, what he's supposed to do is ridiculous. You got this, like, buff slug talking about being a man. I just can't. This is so absurd and ridiculous.
Every time he showed up, it was like, let me exposit something new. It's like, dude, shut up. Stop talking. He's like, you don't know what it's like being a Hutt. Like, no one asked. Nobody cares. Mandalorian's just here to bring you back to Aunt and Uncle. He's like, I don't wanna. I'm here to do X, Y, and Z, and this is my lot in life, and I just want to be my own. Like, shut up. You just say no. Just say I don't want to go. And then you just don't talk anymore. The fact that he kept talking was like, oh,
let me explain. And then he, like, slithers into a speeder thing and drives away. I'm like, this is so ridiculous.
It was so ridiculous.
Like, I guess, I mean, that's the thing about it is they play him so straight-laced.
Right.
And I'm just like, dude.
Like, take it seriously. I'm like, I can't.
Right.
At least with Jabba, he was just an intimidating figure that worked in the background.
Yeah.
He just sent stuff after you or dropped you into the Rancor pit. Like,
yeah. And also,
have to fight Jabba.
He's a minor character. He's just for this, like, opening sequence and just to get the crew back together, have them reconvene before they go their separate ways once again. That's it. So it's not a big deal.
So I think it'd be interesting to compare two scenes real quick.
Okay.
So the beginning of this film is a group of people around a table talking to a singular figure at the table.
Yeah.
He's apparently he's like a part of the remnants of the Empire or something, and he's like, "Oh, I care for you people under the remnants of the Empire." Whatever it is that he's saying, it was so mundane and stupid. But he had to exposit everything he was doing because no one knew who he was or why he was there, and Filoni's not capable enough to write in a character to have that kind of gravitas on their own.
Yeah.
So he has to have him explain it to you. When you look at New Hope, all he had to do was have Vader walk on the scene. So first you show his troops, they take over the ship, they shoot everybody down, and then Vader enters.
Right.
And that was done
purposely. He
purposely.
Admires the handiwork of his troops, and he moves on.
He has this incredibly efficient crew that did the job that they were set out to do, and then he enters. He didn't have to do any of the work. Yeah. They didn't need to show Vader in action. They needed to show what his force could do. So then you're constantly wondering, man, if this is his army, what is that guy capable of?
Yeah.
And then they deliver on that later, but they don't have to deliver that until the end of the movie. Or even the second movie if you wait for the Empire Strikes Back. But like this one, they start with zero stakes. Because this sniveling idiot has to tell everybody who already knows what he's there for. And then Mandalorian comes in, kills everybody. And the first thing that guy does, hand a bunch of guns to his benefactors and runs. It's like, okay, so are you saying that the Empire like has no power? Because the point of Thrawn with the books, if you've read the books, Timothy John, I would highly recommend the old trilogy. By the way, Heir to the Empire is the first.
Those
one.
are not canon, so they don't
anymore,
count.
Unfortunately. But yeah, Thrawn was a remnant of the Empire that was so efficient that it still posed a threat. That was the point, is that they couldn't catch him and they couldn't bring him to heel, and so he kept gathering forces to him because he knew what he was doing. This one, there's not any of that Mandalorian's fighting against, or the New Republic is fighting against.
Yeah.
He's just kind of skirmishing with a bunch of rando people, and they don't even all have something to do with the same force. There's like, go on this side quest that has something to do with the Hutts.
Yeah.
And that, I think, is just in the writing room, like, well, the Hutts are part of Star Wars, so let's just throw the Hutts in here. That's literally what I think they were doing as they were writing, and there was no, like, how is this going to build Mandalorian as a character? How is this going to build Grogu as a character? How is this going to build Star Wars as a franchise?
Yeah.
And none of those questions were answered appropriately. So now you got this bleh of a film that's like, it was barely a meal. Like you weren't satisfied on any of it.
Yeah.
And so it was like having a singular fry. But I would hesitate to say that because a singular fry makes you want more fries. This one made me not want to try fries. It's like the one you find under your seat that's been sitting under there for a week or something. And you're like,
you want to eat that?
Ew. Okay, I guess I want
Think
some
hard.
In-N-Out, but I'm not gonna eat this one. I'm gonna go get actual In-N-Out. That's what it feels like.
Yeah, not good.
Sorry, I'm jumping off of you. Just like, fuck.
yeah. Well, I was gonna say, like, I had something kind of to add to that, but I think probably the best segue is just to go to the point that drove you the most maddening throughout the whole movie, which is the fact that Dave Filoni is in this movie.
Oh, yes.
And the issue with him being in the movie is that he's not in it as a cameo like you're supposed to do. What you're supposed to do, like Peter Jackson or Alfred Hitchcock, is they are in the movie, but they are just so ancillary that it could have been anyone. They're just an extra. They play an extra in the movie.
You have to look for them.
Yeah, you have to be like if you don't know what they look like, you would never notice.
Right.
Never.
It's not Peter Jackson coming in like, I'm Peter Jackson in Lord of the Rings. He's like wandering out in the mud in some super heavy costume, and so like only if you know what you're looking for.
He's dressed up as a character and gets like shot with an arrow or something, where he's wearing chainmail. He's dressed up to look like he belongs.
Right.
Now in Star Wars, you can kind of just belong, I guess, but Dave Filoni happens to have a very particular look. His cowboy hat. He wears it all the time. It's like you can't see him without it.
Yep.
So he's wearing his cowboy hat here, and so now there's just a random guy in a cowboy hat. So it looks so out of place. You're like,
he also shows up in the show. So and this is what I guess the maddening aspect of that is that
he just lacks
lacks integrity, lacks artistic integrity.
It's not supposed to be so transparent. It's supposed to be a concealed thing so that the illusion of the film doesn't break.
Well, even Lucas shows up in one of the Star Wars films. I forget which one it is. Yeah. I think it's Attack of the Clones, but he's a blue alien. And so you can't.
I've never noticed.
Exactly. Wow. Exactly. And I think his daughter's in there with him. And so it was kind of like hey, let's be part of this. I'll look it up as to which film it was, but he's in one.
Wow. Okay.
He's not so blatant. And here's the other thing about it, and this is just a me thing for sure, but if I were Filoni, this is not what I want to show up in. Like, I would make my own thing, and that's where I'd want to show up, is be like, yeah, this is my creation. I've done this. Now, if I'm that pretentious, obviously, I'm not like a Shyamalan, but for him, it's like, you really wanted to show up in this one? This is such a nothing of a film.
Mm-hmm.
Like, why would you put yourself in this at all? I wouldn't even want my name attached. It's just like, I'm just going to call this a corporatized film. Like, this is just a cash grab for Disney. Let's all just acknowledge that this is not my artistic project.
Yeah, I don't know if I would. I don't think I'd want to be in it. Well, I don't know.
It's just him wanting to be.
I'd answer that question.
He just wants to be in Star Wars. That's all.
I guess you're right, though, now that I'm thinking about it. Like if I was doing a Star Wars movie, I guess I wouldn't be inclined. If it was my own story, then yeah, I would want to be in it somehow. But again, disguised.
Right. Yeah, it was weird. But that's what I felt the whole movie was. It's just a series of his creations in someone else's universe. The Bounty Hunter, Mandalorian and Grogu. These are all, again, derivations of things that existed before him anyway. But he considers them his own creations because, he got to expound on them however much he expounds.
Yeah, it's the equivalency of a kid playing with their toys.
Right.
Like, it starts off with, here's my cool action figure, and he defeats the bad guys and stuff.
It's like he had a Jango Fett toy, and he's like, but this isn't Jango Fett, this is a different one. And
exactly.
This isn't Yoda, this is a different one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because the problem with that is it's just like, for a story, that just establishes our main character's a super tough dude.
Right.
And all the villains are pathetic. And so then we're like, all right, well, what do we have to go up
against? What are the stakes?
Well, exactly, yeah. And like, if it had personal stakes, like they do have this moment where Grogu's trying to communicate something about some danger that, well, it doesn't really work because Mando does know about the danger that's there. He can see it plainly. But assuming he couldn't, then it could be like an interesting example of like, hey, he misses things sometimes, or he's not taking enough rest, and then you start building.
Right.
But there's none of that. It's just kind of like, I don't know, let's do a fun Star Wars thing over here and over there.
One stakeless scene to the next.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess all that I'm trying to say is go watch Andor and forget that Mandalorian exists. Anything with Dave Filoni's name, just ignore it. Go watch something actually good.
Doesn't Andor? Oh yes, Andor has a scene that's kind of like that opening scene in this movie where it's like the council of the bad guys talking. So Andor season 2 has it.
Oh yes,
far better scene.
Yeah, you actually understand the stakes. They don't have to explain everything to you.
It's visually interesting.
It deals with
the
characters.
Villains are intimidating.
Yep. And not everybody is on the same level of evil. Everyone's trying to figure out where their place is. Like, very engaging. Very engaging. But they actually had developed characters and a world, and
yeah.
Go watch Andor. Just go watch Andor. I don't know why we made this at all.
Watch Andor.
Do you have anything else to say?
No.
All right. Yeah. Sorry for being so harsh, but I'm also not. Dave Filoni, stop making Star Wars.
You were right. Dave Filoni's...
It's terrible.
He's not good for Star Wars, put it that way.
I'm glad. I'm hoping. I hope enough people understand that now, having seen this, that like, oh, this is what he's been all along. I hope. I dream. Anyway, thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time. So you made it to the end of the video. If you liked it, please consider subscribing and leave us a comment. We'd love to hear what you thought.